What up and welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast. A la Zuli Lu, Gods of Evil Rises coming out. ICP announces a not farewell tour, and a former psychopathic engineer is facing federal charges. All that and more on today's show. Welcome back to the show. I'm Rome Bone. This is the Beneath the Dirt podcast. And how the fuck is everybody doing out there? How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? It's been a month, give or take a couple days. And I said we'd do one at least once a month. So we're here. We got some new music to talk about, a little bit of other stuff to talk about, like news-wise or just happenings in the underground. Let's get right into it with some new music. And I want to talk about this EP that came from Dirtcore Music. The artist, his name is Grounds. The EP is Walk Into Tragedy. And this shit is my favorite release this year. Hands down. Like, I've listened to this EP, I don't even know how many times. It's 16 minutes long, and I had almost 400 minutes listened to it on my Apple Music replay for the month of March. This has been on repeat for the last couple weeks since it came out. I mean, it's only been out since March 21st. If you like metal, rock stuff, I think I saw Crossworm compare it to 30 Seconds to Mars and I Bullet for My Valentine, I think. I don't know what any of that means, but if you like that, maybe you'll like this. I don't know, man. My only complaint, if I have to complain about it, which I really can't because it's such a banger of an EP, is that it's only 5 songs, 16 minutes long. I wish it was 10 songs, stretch it out to, an album or whatever. But other than that, I love this. Down in the Fire and Make Sure You Hurt are hard as fuck. Love the way Down in the Fire opens the EP. It's just, he's screaming on there. This dude can sing his ass off. The breakdown in Down in the Fire is dope. I'd be moshing in the car on my way to work. You know what I mean? This shit is so fire. Samson is the only feature on the album, which, to be honest, when it comes to like rock music, I'm surprised there are any features you just don't see that really within the rock / metal genre. Samson did his thing on there. And just every song on this is fire. Again, if you like metal shit, screaming, dope singing, like Broken, Fractured, and The Little Things are slower type songs compared to the first and last song. But they're all so fucking fire, man. This dude is fucking dope. And I'm looking forward to any new shit that he's got coming, man. And I keep saying it. Dirtcore is the label to watch for in 2025. Seriously, like these dudes, their roster is fucking stacked. I haven't heard of Grounds up to this point, but I like what I hear right now. And of course, you got Crossworm, Reno, Sleep Lyrical, Mad Max, Samson. They all bring the fucking heat. Samson also dropped a song called Simulate featuring Sleep Lyrical and Reno. That is just a fun track where they're all just rapping their asses off on there. Love the production. Not sure who did it. I haven't looked at the credits. Probably should have did that, but I didn't. And it's a banger, man. Again, the Dirtcore label is one to watch for going forward. Like, these dudes are all just dropping heat. The quality, like, to the ears, is top notch because you got Crossworm behind the boards. This shit is fire. I highly recommend checking out that Grounds Walk Into Tragedy EP. And Samson's new single, Simulate with Sleep Lyrical and Jay Reno is also dope. So go peep both those. Dirtcore doing their fucking thing, man. Crossworms got Cruelty dropping somewhere in the near future. His new album. Looking forward to that. And then we got Double Dragon, Bukshot, Kung Fu Vampire dropped their new single, Black Smoke, off their upcoming Big Trouble in Double Dragon. Pre-orders are up for that. You know, it's been a month since we've done the show. I can't remember if I'm pretty sure we talked about it because the first single was out last time, but pre-orders are up. This Black Smoke single, I like it better than the first. I like the first single, but this shit right here, I love the hook. The production is fire. Pretty sure Seven's doing all the production on this, as he usually does with mob style music releases. Banger of a track. Kung Fu, Bukshot, both bring it on this shit. And another just kind of a fun track, man. Like, kind of reminds me of Buck Fu off the first Double Dragon project in the sense that, you know, it's just a fucking banger and it just gets you hype as fuck. I'm not saying it sounds like it, the beat sounds like it or anything like that. Just the feeling and the vibe that you get from the song is a fucking banger and gets you hype, man. So, yeah, new Double Dragon. And all these songs that I'm talking about, and I got more new music to talk about as well. Any new music I'm talking about is updated in the Beneath the Dirt playlist that is on Spotify. So that is updated. There will be a link on the YouTube video, and there will be a link to get to that playlist at beneathdirt.com as well. Beneathdirt.com, not Beneath the Dirt. Because I couldn't buy the domain about a decade ago. Somebody else owned it and was trying to sell it for, you know, money that I didn't have, and, you know, fuck it. Beneathdirt.com. And then, you know, one of the bigger things being that has happened since we last did a show is A La Zululu. Gods of Evil Rise is finally coming out May 9th. Pre-orders are live for that on the M&E store. And, like, fucking finally, right? Like, this album has been talked about for 5 years. It was announced 5 years ago, right before the lockdown and all that. Zul had taken a picture with Mikey Clark. It was said that they were going to record the album in the same studio at the Funhouse with Mikey Clark. I don't think that ended up happening because of all the lockdown shit. We still have only heard one song from this album, Till We Meet. The pre-orders, you got t-shirts, jerseys, masks. Masks sold out fucking almost instantly. Only 50 were made available. There is a limited edition cover, as Zul usually does. You know, they usually have the standard cover for the album, and then they'll have like a variant for the album. So that cover has not been revealed, but it'll be revealed when the album drops. And, you know, we got, looking at the track list, 15 songs. So it's a full album. It ain't no fucking, you know, they put some shit together where it has 5 skits on it and it's really only 9 songs, something like that. I mean, who knows? I could be speaking too early because none of this shit is labeled as skits. But, yeah, fuck am I even talking about? But regardless, 15 tracks, Paint the Town Red, Horns Over Halos, The Cleansing, Till We Meet, which has been previously released, Light Up My Life, Let It Burn, Suicide Drive, God Damaged, Make Believe, Spill Your Guts, Heard the Horde, The Saints, From the Heart, and Wave Goodbye. Are they waving goodbye to M&E? Goodbye. Because I think this album might possibly fulfill the contract and, you know, they could finally get free from the deal that they we're in and can fucking release music at at their own rate. Because it's been what, 4 years since Necronomicon 2? Let's look it up. Pretty sure it has. Again, I know they dropped Lost Lake Estates in 2023, I believe. Yeah, 2023, but I don't count that because that's a group project with the Fun Time fellers. But yeah, Necronomicon 2, Dead by Bong, released April 20, 2021. So by the time Gods of Evil Rise drops, it will have been 4 full years since their last album. That is, in this day and age of super short attention spans, unacceptable. I hope it's good. I haven't been a fan of their last couple releases that they've put out. I love The Almighty, Head of Horns, Psycho, Necronomicon, the first one, Church Azul. Love all that shit, man. I'm curious to hear what kind of production Mike E. Clark is doing for the album, because when I think of Zool, I don't think of Mike E. Clark doing their shit. The shit that I like Zool doing is more of a traditional based style of hip hop production, the boom bap shit. Mike E. Clark isn't known for that. Mike E. Clark is just kind of his own thing. I wouldn't even know how to describe Mike E. Clark production. It's just its own thing. And it's dope. It's really good. I just, I'll have to see if it meshes well with Zool and their album Gods of Evil Rise. But fucking finally, man. And if this is their last album with M&E, hopefully we could start getting more music from these guys. Billy Obey says he has a solo album recorded, ready to go. Who knows what else they're sitting on in the vault. We know they stay busy with the Long Live Evil, their label, with the Fun Time Fellers and SON. May 9th, Gods of Evil Rise finally comes out. Are you hyped for it? I know some people are, man. I think it's just one of those things where signing that deal ended up not being beneficial for anybody, I don't think. But, hey, that's what I think. Let's see what else we got here. Fucking ICP announced their Not Farewell tour. They're going on tour for a couple weeks in May. And they got some other festival shows lined up. Seeing that some of these tour dates in May are already sold out. So I think the one in Reading, Pennsylvania is already sold out. That's a small venue, so it's not really surprising. I've been to the Reverb in Pennsylvania. It's a small venue, so I'm not surprised that one got sold out. And I'm hearing, what was the other date that I heard got sold out? I forget. But I heard another date got sold out, and it's not their farewell tour. I wonder if, regret is sinking in that they announced a farewell tour. And will the farewell tour happen? I keep seeing clips of Shaggy saying that the tour is happening, that they're hitting the UK and Australia this year. So I don't know. We'll just have to see, when the tour. I'm not trying to rush the farewell tour by any means. You know what I mean? But that's another thing that was announced a long time ago, has yet to happen. But, shit, in this scene, not even just ICP Psychopathic, just in this scene in general, a lot of shit gets announced and shit don't happen. Or it's very much delayed. So we'll have to see. The Not So Farewell tour from ICP is going down in May. And then we got the Gathering of Legends. August 13th to the 16th, going down. I don't think any artists have been announced yet. I'm looking, I see ICP and Ouija Macc. Yeah, no artists, no comedians have been announced yet. There will be JCW Of course, the late night parties, they got the competitions, the game shows, all that shit, but it's going down um, in August. 4-day festival. How much are tickets? I haven't even looked up tickets. Gathering ticket $295. Same price as Juggalo Day. Kind of surprised. I was expecting to see the Gathering ticket price skyrocket. Maybe it did, but I was expecting it to be at least $4. But $295 for 4 days. All the campsites are sold out. ICP VIP experience for $150. ICP's Fago Armageddon. Damn, you had to pay for fucking Armageddon? $50 for that? Okay. Little baller campsite, no power, $300. Big baller, $600. Car pass, $150. The Gathering of Legends. I'm real curious to see what kind of legends they're going to pull out. It's not going to be fully what it should be, right? Because, of all the bullshit. But, they could still pull out, the Cottonmouth Kings. Like, I feel like even though the current iteration of Cottonmouth Kings isn't really Cottonmouth Kings, you still got to get it, right? They could play the classics. Tech 9 is a fucking staple, or was a staple at the Gathering. I feel like those two acts have to be there for the Gathering. And we'll just have to wait and see the lineup, the infomercial. Will they do an infomercial? Did they do an infomercial last year? I don't remember. I feel like my memory is dog shit, man, these last few years. I don't know. Let's see what else we got over here that I wanted to talk about. Joe Strange. This is the former psychopathic engineer / producer. He worked on, I want to say, Mighty Death Pop with the Clowns, and he worked on Abominations with Twiztids. He also worked on A New Nightmare and The Darkness with Twiztids. Joe Strange, part of the Strange brothers, his brother Mike Strange, known for working with Eminem. And Joe Strange is being accused of allegedly stealing and selling unreleased Eminem music. I got an article right here. Ex-employee charged with stealing and selling unreleased Eminem music from Ferndale studio. Federal charges for this guy for allegedly doing this. Joe Strange. Fucking, because Eminem had a bunch of, I know this is primarily underground juggalo shit, but Eminem is, on the outskirts of all that, right? Even though he's like one of the biggest rappers ever and in the world currently. But he had a bunch of songs that were released or leaked earlier this year. People were wondering where it fucking came from. It's happened before to him where he had a bunch of songs leaked. And come to find out, it's allegedly this guy. I'm going to throw that allegedly word out there. Joe Strange, who used to work with ICP and Twiztids. It's kind of crazy. So, I wonder, I guess there really ain't no money in releasing ICP or Twiztids unreleased cuts, because if there were, he probably would have done it, right? Of course, there's going to be money in unreleased Eminem shit. People are always, if you follow Eminem at all, if you're a fan, you know that supposedly his vault is just stacked with unreleased shit that will never see the light of day because he's super particular about releasing his music and what gets out there. And this guy allegedly took it upon himself to fucking just say, fuck it, cash in on a little bag and, ruin that relationship. Apparently he wasn't even like a guy. I think his brother was more involved working with M, but because he had that connection, he had that access to those songs, he just took it upon himself to release that. So I thought that shit was interesting because I saw I be getting Eminem fan pages on, within the algorithms, and I saw that get posted, and I was like, oh shit, fucking Joe Strange, huh? I knew that. I saw that. I knew that name was familiar. Went and read a couple booklets real quick for production credits. Sure enough, same fucking guy. Don't release shit that you're not supposed to release, and you won't face federal charges, apparently. Ouija Macc, Ricky Hill, Problem Children 2 is out right now. I gave that a listen the other day when it dropped. I'm recording this on Saturday, so yesterday I gave it a listen. And I do got to say, even though I'm not a huge fan of the group projects or collabs that Ouija does with these projects, this the positive I took away from this one, there's some dope songs on here. Ginsu was a dope song. What was the other fucking was it Gone in the Wind? It might have been Gone in the Wind. That I really liked. Those two songs were like the two standout songs for me. You got a feature on here from DJ Paul, another one from Sauce Smula. I don't know how to say that dude's name, but he's from City Morgue. And they were both on the first Problem Children album, and now they're on the second one. But the thing I took away from this album is the mix. In my yearly breakdown, we talked about everything that Chapter 17 was doing, all the albums that they released last year, and I was complaining about the mix. This shit right here is the best sounding shit Ouija has put out mix-wise, right? This is the shit that nobody cares about but me. Mix-wise, you care about it. You might not know about it. You do care about it. But when I hear a bad mix, it bums me out. And then I just got to hope that the songs make up for the bad mix. Whoever did the mix on this shit, I don't know. See if I can. Apple Music sometimes has credits. But it's very rare that they put who actually engineered or mixed and mastered the shit. Whoever mixed this album needs to keep releasing or mixing Ouija's shit, because since Detritus, his mixes have been, even Dark Planet, a little off. It ain't terrible, but they're off. I like the mix on here. It's clean. It's loud. I like it. And there's some good songs on here. I'll probably give it another listen through, because I know there was a few bangers on here. I'll put one of the songs up on the playlist. Maybe Ginsu, because I remember that one. I think I played that one twice. And then there was another song towards the end where Ouija was singing. Maybe I'd Probably Rot or Storm Come Rolling In, or even the last song where he was like singing. Could have been hit with a little bit of auto-tune, but again, whatever, right? If you like the first Problem Children, I don't see why you wouldn't like Problem Children 2. If you're a fan of Ricky Hill or Ouija Macc, give it a fucking listen. Yeah, that's out there right now. And let's see, what else we got here? Blaze releases a new single called Bloody. Blaze, you dead, homie. Released a new single. I wanted to talk about this on the last episode, but didn't. He released a new single. I don't know if he's got a new albums in the work or not. I wasn't really feeling the single, but we'll talk about it anyway. It looks like Madrox is helping him with the pen game again, which is like throwback to One Less G, Clockwork Ray, and what was the other one? Colton Grundy. Him and Madrox were, they would write songs together, and that's like Primetime Blaze. So seeing that in the credits right here on Apple Music is dope. DJ Hazy did the production on it. I don't know, man. I'll check it out. I fucks with some Blaze shit, especially the old stuff. The EP, One Less G, Colton, Clockwork, like them shits is all classic and dope. So that's out there. What else we got? Monoxide, Chainsmoker, Twiztids version. So we talked about Twiztid released Rock the Dead Twiztid version. Like they went back and re-recorded Rock the Dead. They did it with Mikey Clark and put it out there. Monoxide's got, it's like they're calling it a maxi single. I'll have to pull it up on YouTube. I think it's only like 3 songs. Change, Light It Up, Blaze, and See Me. And See Me's only an intro. It's like they're just playing the beat to end it out. So it's really only 3 songs. Light It Up, Blaze, and Change. The beats sound almost fucking identical to the original. You could tell it's updated verses from Monoxide because he just sounds way different than he did 20 years ago. And it's cool for what it is. And of course, they're selling variants. They're selling CDs of it. There was like limited to 100. I saw this week for Astronomicon, they dropped another version with a different cover. This is a fucking thing with MNE that they love doing, is dropping a million fucking variants for albums and singles. They are way worse than Psychopathic Records ever was with dropping variants. This shit is fucking ridiculous. It's like, they're like, oh, it's the chase to get it. I don't know, man. As a collector, it's I don't know. I'm not a fan of all the variants of all the albums and, the show exclusives and all that shit. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just old and grumpy at this point, but the shit's fucking fucking humbug, right? Whatever. But yeah, Monoxide, Chainsmoker, Twiztids version is cool to listen to. It's on YouTube. Go listen to it. Shit quality on YouTube because YouTube blows for audio quality. And then we got Tech Nine dropped a new song called RDVs, that Road Dog Villain shit. And I don't know, man. I still fuck with Tech Nine. I know some people say Tech Nine fell off after Absolute Power. I call bullshit on that. Some people say Ever Ready. Some people say KOD. Some say all 6s and 7s. I say bullshit on all of it. Is everything he drops a banger? No. But does he still put bangers out? Absolutely. Just in the last 5 years alone, he dropped Nina and Asinine. 2 banger fucking albums. And yeah, this RDVs is another dope song. I like it. He even has like a little tribute to Stamina at the end. The song, the Stamina, I'll be dumb if I'll ever be, with the gunshots in the background. He's got a little tribute to that at the end of that, shouting out all the RDVs, the Road Dog Villains. And I fuck with the song, man. He must have a new album coming out. I saw King Iso's got some new shit coming out. He's got a song coming out called Travis O'Gwin. X-Rated got some shit coming out. Looks like Strange Music is going to have a new year. I'm especially hyped for King Iso. It's been a couple years since we got Get Well Soon. Let's look that up. When did Get Well Soon come out? 2022. Damn, 3 years already? Oh, wait, no, Ildren, 2023. What the fuck I'm talking about? Ildren, 2023. So it's been 2 years. Not too bad, and that was a fucking bang. I loved it. Every album ISO has dropped, pre and while on Strange, is fucking fun. Like, this dude is, I love me some King ISO, man. I really do. So looking forward to new shit from him. Tech Nine got some new shit. He said he's working with Chris Calico. People keep saying, work with Chris Calico, work with Chris Calico. And apparently he confirmed it. I saw the post. He confirmed it, saying he's got some new shit in the works with Chris Calico. That's dope. So yeah, Strange Music looking like they're going to have a dope year. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. And until next time, whenever that may be, thank you for tuning in again. We out. Peace.